Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. I am super excited to introduce one of our amazing agents. Kevin is in the studio. Hello, Kevin. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Nice to see you. So,
Likewise.
so Kevin, tell us a little bit about who Kevin is.
A little bit about me. So, I am actually a San Diego native. I was born and raised here, been here my entire life. Thankfully, I have been able to travel a little bit outside of San Diego, but this is where home has always been for me. Um, I started actually after college in music entertainment right before I got into the real estate industry in 2012. So learned quite a bit through that industry, and I was able to bring a lot of valuable lessons and obviously a very hard working or hard work ethic, should I say, over into real estate. But it's been a great journey so far in about 10 plus years of being in the real estate industry.
10 years in real estate.
Yeah.
So, what made you get into real estate?
Believe this or not, I actually, it sounds crazy, but I wanted to do it since I was a teen. That was my preferred, and that was the path I knew that I was going to choose in my adult life. And so I started uh, when I was 22, actually. So it's something I knew I was supposed to do. I wanted to do it. It's just something that I was drawn to, and so I took the steps to become a licensed real estate agent, and I've never looked back.
That's amazing. So, tell us what areas of San Diego do you cover?
I cover right now since technically I live downtown in downtown San Diego. So downtown has always been a niche market for me. It's always been a market I've been very passionate about. I love being able to walk my clients to and from each show whenever there are some showings that we are on tour for. My other market that I also enjoy and love showing and selling is Point Loma. My gym's in Point Loma. My favorite Bevmo is in Point Loma. I do quite a bit of shopping and things of that nature, car wash, etc. A lot of that is in Point Loma. So those two communities are essentially my niche markets.
Excellent. Well, so so tell us some stories about your real estate experience in the past 10 years. What have you seen? What clients have you served? Tell us a little bit about your story, your journey.
The journey. I mean, tell you, it's been sometimes blood, sweat, and tears. I would say throughout my 10-year scope in this business, I've definitely been had the privilege to serve military personnel, first-time home buyers, people who are returning to the market second and third time. I've worked with the new construction builders. I've worked with more experienced homeowners and home sellers. So it's been a very broad um, perspective of this business. But I've been fortunate enough to work with a plethora of clients through the years.
What do you enjoy about working with clients?
I absolutely love finding people's dream home. There's just something about it that just really, really makes me happy. I get so much joy out of hearing, from past clients that I found a home that they're still happy with 5 years from now. So that's one that I just recently visited. Moved it purchased from me. I think it was actually 2 years to this month, as a matter of fact. They started their family here in this particular home that I sold them there, and I actually just found out that they're also expecting a second child. And just recently, they told me, none of this would have been possible had you not, found us this home, when you did. And that really brings a lot of joy to me. I love hearing those stories. I would love, obviously, yeah, sure, I'd love to sell you home, but it's only going to be if I know you'll be happy there, years down the road.
Recently, we talked about some issues that you had on a house that you closed.
Yes.
Tell us about how you resolve, how you go about servicing your clients and solve problems for them.
Yes. So thankfully, that problem actually resolved itself. It did not go to it did not go through the legal system, and I'm super happy about that. But I would just say I'm the type of agent. I always tell my clients this. You know, I'll keep in touch every few months after we first close for the first year. I'll email, I'll text, I'll call. How's everything going? What's going on? And I think for me, you know, what's really important for me is in regards to servicing clients. You know, that doesn't just stop when you close a transaction. You know, they want to know that you're there for them. You know, 6 months from now, if something's discovered, or you know, let's just say there's, you know, broken pipes that they didn't know about while they were in escrow, and now we have to figure out what are our next steps going to be. And I think just being around for them to hear them out and to know that you know they have someone in the corner to help them resolve this problem, you know, that definitely will set, you know, hopefully sets me apart from some other agents who just, you know, close the deal and they just move on to the next, you know, to the next client. So just being there, you know, even after you close the transaction with the client is still very much important as if you're still in escrow.
So if I wanted to pick a realtor, what would you say is special about working with Kevin?
You know what? To be honest with you, there's so many other agents out there, and I am just one of 25,000 in San Diego. But you know, working with me, I promise. This is a promise that I keep to myself, that I give to my clients. You know, I try to make it as seamless as possible. You know, try to make it fun in some way if we can. Of course, I always like to be prepared, and so I hardly am ever late. You know, if I'm not early, then I'm late. That's how I like to see it. So I will be timely. My work ethic, I would say, not saying unmatched, but I will not stop until we find you a home or get your home sold for you at the price that you're happy with. And just overall, just being honest, being transparent, delivering timely results, and you know, essentially I like to curtail my services to each of my clients, and so making them feel as if they're my only client, even if I am servicing multiple clients at one time. You know, each and every client of mine, you know, I'm very happy to have, you know, working with me as I work with them. But just overall, I would like to make it a very pleasurable and efficient process for them.
What about working with investors?
Investors. I've worked with investors as well. Cash investors where they're looking to purchase a property either to flip or to build upon. I have had experiences that even just well, recently, as a matter of fact, and that's very pleasurable. Just know that everything is going to be about the bottom line. You know, what are the numbers? What do the comps say? You know, if I'm going to be buying this property for $600,000, I sure as hope there's comps, you know, in this, you know, 775, $800,000 range. After, you know, all the work they put into it, they turn around. There's going to be closing costs and commissions for them. You know, we want to make sure there's a profit margin for these particular investors, if you're going that route, or you know, if you are just looking to purchase a home for income property, you know, that could be another something else to consider. If you're wanting to put down an X amount of thousands of dollars, you know, for passive income, you know, that's also a possibility. Or to find a shorter term rental that you can, you know, essentially use for even more passive income. Those are also options as well.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Kevin. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What do you do for fun?
For fun, I would say music is definitely a huge part of my life. I love going to concerts. I have going to an opera on my bucket list actually, so that's something I will definitely be doing in the near future. Concerts, sometimes I'm in the mood for it. You might find me at a music festival, depending on which one that is. I love to eat, and so I love to cook. I really enjoy cooking, and you know, whenever I do, you know, we'll make larger meals. I'd love to have like a small group of friends over my place, and would like to host. Um, I do like hiking. I work out. I like going to the gym. You know, that's good for your mental health. Just overall reading. can. I do read. I would like to read a good book whenever I have the time to. But friends, family, things of that nature. I'm pretty. Oh, traveling is definitely one of the things I love to do too. When I am not when I'm not working, and I can get away from San Diego for a few days. But pretty simple.
So what are some of the favorite spots that you've been to?
Recently, as far as food and eating,
Food and eating. I was thinking more traveling, but
traveling. Well, this year I haven't done a ton of traveling. I've been to LA a few times, but coming up, I would love. I've put two trips on my calendar for the spring and for the fall. Would love to go to Greece in the spring, and I would absolutely love to go to Thailand in the fall. So those are the two places I would like to be uh, next year. That's my goal.
oh, and both are beautiful
Yeah,
places and delicious places as well.
I'm going for the food, the food and the views. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, very good. So, so what are your suggestions for 2023 for potential clients?
Food potential sellers. I would say, we are certainly in a market that is showing less appreciation than we've seen in the last 12 months. Tides are definitely turning. It's looking as though, and these are based upon the numbers. Obviously, we know that the interest rates have gone up a few times this year, which have essentially kind of calmed the sales prices and the inflated sales prices down considerably. So, in all honesty, I mean, of course, you can still get top dollar for your home now. It's just, if you're going to continue to wait 3 to 6 months down the road, that number could lessen a tad. But I mean, overall, you still have some of the greatest property in the country, and we still have uh, some of the most desired locations also in the country. And people are still moving here. People are still wanting to move. People are still wanting to upgrade and downsize. So if you have a home here in San Diego, you definitely will be able to attract the right buyer. Location will play a huge part in that. The condition of your home will play a large part in how quickly it sells. And of course, the price will make a pretty significant difference as how quickly you like to sell. So, average wait time right now for most single-family homes throughout the county is around 60 to 62 days. That could differ based upon your community that you're in. But I would say, expect to be on the market, longer than a week. In some cases, longer than 30 days. But if you are patient and you have a fantastic realtor that you trust that you're working with, just buckle up and just have a little patience. But eventually, that home will sell.
Absolutely. Yes, I totally agree. So tell us about this amazing picture behind you. What's the story with that?
This I actually saw in an art studio in Del Mar, probably about 3 years ago. And so there was one that was actually made. There was actually a few of them here. They're very similar in design and aesthetic, but this one in particular is called Respect. It caught my eye. The artist, her name is Becky Robbins, actually, and at the time she was in Del Mar. And so this is the one that essentially selected, and yeah, got it for about 3.5 years.
It's we're watching Harry Potter these days, and there's a room where Sirius Black has all the family tree.
Yeah,
This reminds me of the family tree of Sirius
and
Black.
it goes a while. Yeah, I actually have some wrapping paper too. That's just like it. Like gift wrapping paper too that I save for like nicer gifts when I give them away. But it's probably it's probably my favorite item that I own. I would say, to be completely truthful. But yeah,
It
it's
is beautiful.
thank you.
Excellent.
My
Okay.
backdrop tonight, but it's technically a painting.
Very nice.
Thanks.
So any departing thoughts or suggestions that you want to give to our audience?
I would say I think 2023 will be a great year for real estate. In all honesty, we've seen the crazy inflation prices, since 2021. I'm super happy that we are not in the market where we're writing multiple offers on behalf of clients. I thought, it was just so unfair. Great for sellers, not so great for buyers. But I think, for everyone, it would be a great opportunity to move to where they actually want to be. And even if, let's just say, you bought a home, feeling under pressure 2 years ago, maybe reconsider now. You might have enough equity in that home that you can pick up and move else to another place. And, if you've been there for 2 years, who knows? You might, through certain propositions, you might even be able to save yourself some property taxes, or some taxes, at least deferred taxes in some kind of way. But I would definitely say, if you are looking to make a move, you never wait to buy real estate. You always buy, and it sounds so cliche, but you buy and then you wait. And so that's what I would suggest. Just go for it.
Great suggestions and great advice. So thank you so much for joining us, Kevin. And audience, thank you for listening and for being on our show. And if you want to get a hold of Kevin, there's his cell phone number. And here's his email address. And if you want to check him out on his website, there is Kevin's website.
All right. Thanks, Roxanne. I enjoyed this. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. And have a beautiful day and happy holidays, everyone.
Holidays. Bye, guys.